When average baseball fans think about the Chicago Cubs in 1998, they think Sammy Sosa. After all, Sosa was in the middle of an epic home run race with Mark McGwire. But while the home run race was getting all the attention, the Cubs had one of their most memorable series in the whole season. September 11th, 1998 marked the first of a 3-game home series against the Milwaukee Brewers. This series was a nail-biter. The Cubs were vying for the National League wildcard spot. The Brewers were out of the running already, but they had been a menace to the Cubs all year.
The Cubs have not had the easiest of times against this Milwaukee team. Matter of fact, Milwaukee's piled up 7.6 runs per game, Stoney.
Well, the Cubs have hit their pitching staff, but unfortunately the Brewers have decimated the Cubs pitching staff.
They knew the wild card race in the National League was tight. The Giants wanted that spot too, so every win mattered for the Cubs. But things didn't look good for Chicago after the first game of the series. The bats were hot, but the Brewers won 13-11. The loss raised the stakes for the next day. Once again, the pitchers weren't exactly on their A-game. The Cubs started out all right, but by the 5th inning, Milwaukee was up 10-2. 5 home runs over the next 4 innings got the Cubs back in it. One of those was Sammy Sosa's 60th home run, a huge hit that cleared the bleachers. Sosa joined one of the most exclusive clubs in all of baseball. Even with all those home runs, when the bottom of the 9th rolled around, the Cubs were still short by 2. The score, 12-10, Brewers. With bases loaded, a single by Tyler Houston brought in Sammy Sosa and Glenn Allen Hill, 12-12. Looks like this game wasn't over.
This would be the biggest comeback of the year if the Cubs can complete it.
With runners on 1st and 3rd and only 1 out, there was no need for this game to go past the 9th, and it didn't. In his 10th at-bat as a Cub, pinch hitter Orlando Merced hit a 3-run homer, 15-12.
Fly ball deep to right. It is gone. It is gone. The Cubs have won.
The Cubs, surprisingly, fly the W. After the exciting come-from-behind victory the day before, the Cubs were looking to win the entire series on Sunday. Rather than stage another incredible comeback, this game was a little more back and forth. If anything, the Cubs were on pace for a win.
From 8 runs down.
The Cubs started the game strong.
Swallow bouncing ball up the middle base hit. 1-run scores. Here comes Sammy around 3rd. There'll be no play. A 2-run scoring single. It's 6-2.
Sosa hit a homer in the bottom of the 5th, tying Merced's single-season record.
Swung and belted. There it goes. Number 61. Move over Merced.
It wasn't until the 8th that the Brewers rocked the Cubs bullpen, forcing 3 pitching changes. But the Cubs had Sammy Sosa, who was itching to get his 62nd home run to beat Merced's record and catch up to McGwire.
Swung on, there she goes! Number 62! Move over, Big Mac, you got company!
Sosa's 62nd, coupled with an RBI from Gary Gaetti in the 9th, sent the game into extra innings, tied 10-10. With 2 outs, Mark Grace stepped up to the plate, literally and metaphorically. He drove a homer deep into right field, ending the game and series with a bang. Fast forward to the end of the '98 season, and this series proved to be even more significant. The Cubs tied with the Giants for the wild card spot, meaning just one more loss would have eliminated them from the postseason. Granted, that could have been any loss, but let's be real. This series was the most exciting to recap. The commentators said it best.
Well, you come back here, and these are going to be 2 of the games this season that no one will ever forget.
Oh, man, no doubt about that.